mid-season. Do you feel the same way, that you really get a full opportunity here to implement what you want?
Yeah, I think always when you have the ability to have a training camp, when you can talk about the different principles and, the identity and all those different things, and then they really understand, because halfway through, you're really trying to simplify, to be honest with you, shave things down and make sure that you can start down the path that you want to go on. Here, you get to do it from the summertime all the way through training camp and into the season.
You've shared before how Rick would take your comments and your teammates' comments into account with ideas that you had. Don't want to share that you and your staff have been very open to them and their commentary so far. How does that feedback, I guess, mean to you, and how much do you enjoy that feedback from those players?
Well, one thing that I want them to understand is they have a voice. Like, I got this from Mike T, is you don't care where good ideas come from. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What we want is we want good ideas. So that doesn't mean everything that they say, because I was a player. So you're not listening to everything. But the point is, they're out there on the floor. And I've told them many times, like, listen, when I was out on the floor and we had a coverage, but I can feel that it's not about the work. I'm out there doing it. So do I want to hear from them? And when we do, normally you own that. So if you're going to say, hey, I want to do it this way, and they're all in agreement, then now you own that. And so just the open communication, the ability and willingness to let them know that this is a safe place, and we're here to win and try to make sure that we're being better every day. And part of that starts with the communication and the trust within our circle of each other.
Zach said yesterday that it feels like you are a little more comfortable as a head coach with the support staff you had last year, a little bit of looking over your shoulder, a little bit of who was behind you and wanting to support you. Do you feel like, because of the guys that you have in now, the ones that you picked, you feel like you could do a little bit better as a head coach this year?
I can, I trust all these guys. Some of them I'm getting to work with for the first time, but, to have people that you trust and you work with, I think in this position is huge. One thing that I know is we got diversity of thought and unity of purpose and direction. Like, that's what it is. When we're up there, do we always agree? No. But when we come down here, we got one thing that is on everyone's mind. That's improving the players and making sure that they're good. And listen, when we're in there and we don't agree, that's okay. Like, I don't want yes men. I want people that want to be good and that want to be great and try to push us to be the best versions of ourselves, not only as coaches, but as players and as a team.
Doug, you spent time with Mike Tomlin and Corey Messina over the summer. What was that experience like, and what did you gain from that time you spent?
More than anything, just watching true professionals work their craft, and I aspire to be the best at what I do. So I'm going to go and continue to learn. I learn all the time. I learn and hear from these guys every day, but just the openness of Mike Tomlin and Ed Ray to allow me to come in and view what they do and sit and have community and brotherhood and just talk about the game. And sometimes it wasn't just talking about the game. It was talking about life, but life is talking about the game. So it was an honor to go and be able to sit with both of them.
Anybody dealing with any injuries or limitations at this point in camp?
I think everybody is in a pretty good spot. You got your normal bumps and bruises, nothing that's huge in my estimation, but I'm not the one doing it. I'm the one coaching it and watching it. So yeah, there's some bumps and bruises, but nothing big.
And you've talked about some new wrinkles, little changes in the offense. We know how much you loved the Princeton stuff you guys ran back in the day. Are there any elements of that you want to incorporate here?
I love splits. I love, obviously we have a guy in Domas that plays very similar in some aspects to Webb and Vlade, meaning that he can make plays from the elbow in the post. So, we're going to play through that and allow him to make plays, and that's where you teach people how to play and not run a play. So you can be in an action that allows for splits, but when that moment comes, you don't know what you're going to get. You got to be able to read the defense. As Coach Carrill would always tell me, watch the guy in front of you, he'll tell you what to do.
How long does it take for the read and react to really kind of figure itself out on the court?
It's a tough one, man, because like you get in here and you're doing it, you're learning it. and then you start playing against your teammate, and you got to make sure iron sharpens iron. You can't play buddy ball. But then you get in the game, and all of a sudden the reads become real, and then that's up to us to continuously coach them, put them in 2v1 situations where all of a sudden, are you making the right read? Are you doing the right thing? Did you do it with the right timing? Did you run into the screen? Did you walk into the screen and bust out of the screen? There are like a lot of different ways that you can do it, but it's one of those things that takes time, and how much thought, we're watching film, how much you want to put into it to make sure that we want to be really good at what we do, and it does take time, but at the same time you do it. And this, my message to them was yesterday, is you got to be brave. We're not looking for perfection. Perfection will make you apprehensive and a lot of different things. Just go into it and let the failures teach us.
What are the things that maybe the toughest things for you in these early days? Any hurdles that you have to overcome?
Just the process of it, just daily. It's always going to be something different. One thing, everything lands on my desk. So, it might not even be about basketball. It might be something that you guys never even see, but it might slow the process up. So that's where the assistant coach is like, trust them. Hey, I'll be in there in a second. You guys go ahead and handle that. And then watching that they're able to do that, and they've done it at a really high level. So it's not any one thing. It's kind of the process of everything, because it's the first training camp as a head coach. So when you go through that, every day is something new for sure.
You said you want to be a get-in-your-face type team. I know these guys are teammates, but how much does that need to start now in training camp amongst teammates before you actually bring an opponent in next Wednesday?
Yeah, if you're not willing to do it to your teammate, I don't know how you're going to be willing to do it to opponents. So that's part of what we're trying to do, is iron sharpens iron. So we have to get at each other in an uncomfortable way, and then that teaches you who's in your foxhole, who you're dealing with, so that when you do get in the game, you are prepared for that. We want practice to be difficult and the games to be, the show that people come to see.
Doug, you have a lot of guards on this team, not a lot of true 3s and 4s. How do you scheme and game plan for that?
In our game today, if you look back at the finals, was there a true 4 on the court? Sometimes there was, but it's basketball players, man. Everybody is positionless basketball. So it would, do you want a guy that's this size and this style and all, whatever. We need to go out and play. So we're going to have people on the floor, and they're playing in a position. Are they playing quote unquote out of position? They're basketball players, man. And what we want to do is we want to play advantage basketball, take advantage of whatever situation we're in. Everyone has deficiencies. Every team does. There's not a perfect team out there. So I get your question, but to be honest, it's just we're teaching our guys how to play. When they get out there, you play your position, whatever position that is.
Last one here, Ryan. Coach, how much, whether it be a three-pointer or a 12-foot shot, with Domas confidently stepping into those, how much does that open up the offense for you?
I guess what you're saying is, I want him to shoot when he's open. But he's got, it's a confidence thing. I've been there before. Some days you feel better than others, but the one thing that plays into that for him is he has an incredible skill set that he can put the ball on the deck. He can be, the conduit between players where he can uphill DHO, and maybe he's not feeling it right now, so now he finds himself in the pocket and he's downhill. He gets to the line, he knocks down a free throw, now he's feeling better. But if he's open, I want him to shoot the basketball, because once he's knocking them down, it changes the complexion of the entire offense, and all of a sudden the big has to come out, he has to help. Now things just change all the way around the board.